Hey guys, my name's Justin and welcome to Hellsboro, where we care about the design behind designer luxury. And if you care too, make sure to subscribe right there. So for today's video, I thought it would be fun to talk about my Loewe Totoro collaboration collection. I have not a lot of stuff from there, but I have quite a few pieces, and I feel like I talk about it a lot because it is one of my favorite things, and it was a collaboration that I absolutely needed to have certain pieces from. And I figured, like, why only just talk about it and not show it? So I thought I would walk you guys through my collection. It's not like super huge or anything, but you know how I like to talk, so. First, I wanted to give a shout out to a bag that I actually ended up selling because it got to the point where I was like, okay, no, this is redundant for me to have. I'll put a picture up, but it's the balloon bag from this collection, and I had it in the, I believe it was the small size, and I thought the small size made the most sense for me personally. I love the bag shape, but I think I was just so nervous about having a canvas bag at that point because that was still pretty early in my journey of like owning these kinds of pieces. So I decided to like let it go and, you know, focus on the pieces that I really wanted. So I did want to give a shout out to the balloon bag in size small with the soot sprites on it. And I think if you've seen some of my other videos, you kind of get the idea that I love the soot sprites, but that's not the first thing I want to talk about. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was actually a little freebie that I ended up getting with one of my pieces, I forget which one. So this is actually a set of stickers. I think I did talk about this in my luxury packaging and like freebies video. I'll link it up in the corner. But this is absolutely one of those things that I'm like, I'm never going to use it, and I'm going to have it until it like turns into dust, or until the world turns into dust, so you know, whatever. But it is basically just, it's stickers, but then instead of it being like super cheapy, like on plasticky kind of paper, like they're actually printed on like, it feels like really nice quality sticker paper. And like it has all of like the big Totoro, the medium Totoro, of course like the little baby one, and then you know how it is. Oh my god, the soot sprites. I don't know what I'm talking about, you guys. This of course was like my favorite one because I was like, oh god, yes, the soot sprites. But again, I'm literally never gonna use it. I'm just gonna cherish these pieces for the rest of my life because, you know, this is my life. I just like collecting cute little things that I never use. Actually, the next piece I want to talk about is a couple of shirts. So one of them I am wearing. So it has the Loewe, like, name, whatever. It's not a logo because the logo's on the back. Nope, logo's not on the back. But it has like Loewe printed on the front. So the part that's weird about this is it feels like a very thick print, but I guess that's how they got it looking so like clear. And like it hasn't faded once despite me wearing it however many times. But then the thing I love about this is that it actually, some of the things like the leaf is actually embroidered. Is that a leaf? Oh no, it's just a little guy and the leaf. But like both of them are embroidered. And then, oh God, I'm like taking off my shirt for you guys. But like the whiskers of the big Totoro are also embroidered. And then one thing that I love about this piece is like, it actually also has the big Totoro along with, what is this? Is this a leaf hat? But like the leaf hat and then the whiskers of the big Totoro on the back are also embroidered. And then again, it's the same like thick print. Anytime I talk about like Loewe and Studio Ghibli, like, or any of their collaborations, this is what I'm talking about. That artisanal craftsman kinds of feel, where it's like, they could have just smacked a print on it and been like, here's our collaboration, but they didn't. They went a step further and added some embroidery, some pieces that felt a little bit more, like they had more body and a little bit more of like the whiskers feel kind of chunky, like a little chunky. Like, I love it because of that. And that's why I love these collaborations, and that's one of the reasons why I got this shirt. Also, I love Totoro's. I'm talking very fast because I'm very excited, just so you know. I'm gonna try and... Loewe Totoro. Loewe Studio Ghibli. Okay. And then the other shirt I wanted to talk about was... I love this shirt. I'm absolutely obsessed with this shirt. Again, Loewe, just printed on the front. And this time, it's not printed in the same, like, super thick printing material. Like you can kind of hear it's like plasticky in a way, but this one's more I don't know, it's definitely just feels more like the shirt material but just dyed or something. What I love about this is it has a little soot sprite where you can see like the eyes are embroidered, and then there's like little strings that come out to make the soot sprite shape. I thought I would talk about the construction a little. So you can see here, the embroidery is actually done through the shirt, and then you can see through the edges that this is all of like the soot sprites, like fuzzies going through. So they're coming through and then they come out the other way, like on the other side of the shirt. And I just think it's super interesting that it's this like big fluffy guy, and then it's just his eyes that are attaching him to the shirt. The back's not super interesting. It just has the Loewe embroidered, but I still I love this, and I think it's so charming, and this is definitely one of my favorite shirts. If you ever see me wearing this, you know I'm having a good day. Okay, now onto the leather pieces. So, if you haven't guessed, I'm a little weird. I saw this piece, and I was like, oh yeah, I love it. It's the soot sprite, and it, of course, again, I'm gonna say it a million times, but it's done using the marquetry technique, where they laser cut the leather so that it fits perfectly like a puzzle piece. But then it still has a Loewe logo embossed. And then when you open it up, what I think is really charming is that it actually opens up and it's black on the inside. And then of course the eponymous Loewe Studio Ghibli kind of like combo logo stamp that they embossed in it, I think is quite beautiful. This piece, I don't particularly wear it so much, and I don't treat it as like a leather good in the way that you would other things. I almost consider it like a necklace. And one thing I actually do is, because it's kind of long on me, I will like knot it up at the top and then wear it so then it sits a little bit higher or something like that. But still, I love this piece. And then to kind of accentuate the weirdness, I got it in the normal size. So this piece I actually do love, and I love carrying it to like quick errands. I take this to like amusement parks because I'm a nerd, because it's just the tiniest slim, super slim package. If I'm wearing a jacket, I'll actually wear it under the jacket, and then I can still button up my jackets, and you know, it doesn't look super like I have like a chunk on one side of me. Still, it's of course soot sprites, so I told you I love the soot sprites, so this is why pretty much everything from this collaboration is the soot sprites. But again, it is done with marquetry, but then one fun thing is that one of the soot sprites is actually done in suede to give that kind of like fuzzy feeling. Still has the Loewe logo embossed, but then one of my favorite things is actually the backside. So on the backside, there's a little marquetry soot sprite on the kind of like the pull tab or whatever. I just think it's so smart, where whenever a brand like actually plays with the product and is kind of acknowledging it. I mentioned this in a couple of other videos, but like the soot sprites, they kind of exist where people abandoned or places that aren't visited often by humans. So like the idea of like, oh, like this bag hasn't been opened for a while. There's a soot sprite, because that's kind of like where you put your hand to like open it up. And then opening it up, of course, it's a little bit more boring than this one, but I don't know, it's super practical, and I do love the magnetic and like the closure of it, because it seals like so tight. One thing that's really great about this is that it does have card holders, or card slots, and then it has a little bit of space, so I can put my dairy pills, I can put my dairy pills. A nice thing too is like this strap is removable, and you can actually put it through the back to make it kind of like a waist bag. Fanny pack? I would call it a waist bag, because it doesn't actually sit kind of like a fanny pack, but you can put it through there, and then you can kind of like wear it crossbody if you want, or you can wear it at your waist. But yeah, I find this piece so charming, and then like, you know, you can't beat like the it seals so nicely. Like you can feel like the suction happening. So that's another one. And then, okay, you guys are gonna think I'm ridiculous, but I have another soot sprite piece, and this one you've probably seen in all of the backgrounds of my videos. But it's the small puzzle bag with the, I also have like a little charm attached to it that is the soot sprite as well. So I'm gonna talk about this first. So this is leather, and then the actual soot sprite is this like stacked leather. I think it's a really smart use of leather. But I really do though, because the way that it's cut, it looks like a flower from the top, but then when you look at it from the side, you actually get that like fuzzy kind of like texture. I think it's so smart. So of course, like, to kind of like accentuate that like soot sprite feel, I attached it to my soot sprite puzzle bag. And again, we're seeing that same like marker tree technique going all over, and then we still have like a suede one and a suede one. But then what I really absolutely love about this bag, if you notice, the concentration of the soot sprites happens here and then also on the back as well. It's so strong because that's also like where the zippers are, right? So the opening of the zipper here means like, oh, the soot sprites are leaking out, and then the same here. It starts here, and then even the pull tab is black. And then it's stuffed right now, but you can kind of see like even the lining is black. So the idea like, oh, like these soot sprites live inside the bag and they leak out from these little openings, like at this corner where the zipper like originates, I guess. And then same here. I'm sorry, but like putting this much thought and attention, like the design of the bag is, for me, top notch. But then this like fun detail of like, oh yeah, let's put soot sprites and like tell a story. That's the thing, there's a whole narrative to just this one piece. And like, I've never experienced any other like leather product, any other bag, luxury or not, that has told a story through the design. I think it's just so not only genius, but it's also just charming and it's cute. It's a cute bag. And I think that's like really undeniable about that. I do think one funny thing would have been like to make this bottom panel black, because it's like, oh, you squished some of the soot sprites. I think it's a little rude, but you know, it would have been funny. I think one day I'll do like a deep dive into it and like really go like all the way in. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it would be nice to like share my collection with you guys, because while it's not like the biggest collection, it still, I think, is sizable enough, and I think it's just nice to share information about like my thoughts and like the design and stuff like that. So I really hope you guys found this interesting. But yeah, so that's kind of all I have for you today. Okay, hi, I didn't forget. I also have a card holder from the collection. Yeah, it still has the marker tree technique, but then on the back side, it's not the tan, it's black. And that's just the eyes. See, I'm fully prepared. Oh god. See, it's so cute. So, I did want to mention, I do think that it's really interesting how like they use the same colored leather as on the puzzle bag, but then on the back side they did, it's like a half and half card holder in a way. So it's like, this is like the outside and this is almost like it would be like the inside. So I think that's really clever how they created this like kind of like sooty, dirty side for the soot sprites to live on. But yeah, so that's kind of all I have for you today. Let me know, do you guys like this stuff? Are you a fan of Studio Ghibli or Loewe? I don't know, let me know. I have a couple of other Loewe Studio Ghibli videos that, I don't know, I'll put the playlist somewhere. But yeah, if you want to explore more and have more conversations with me about this. I don't know, I love to hear what you guys think, especially if it's about this stuff. That's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know that you like this kind of content, that you too care about the design behind designer luxury. Until next time, they don't really make a noise, but like